Hello everybody, it is your Professor Rocco, your boy, coming at you once again with another Age of Sigmar video. In this Age of Sigmar 101 class, we're going to talk about, when should you take the first turn in a game of Age of Sigmar? We're going to get into a little bit of the minutia, a little bit of the details here, a little bit of the crunch to go and talk to you and help you work through all this. But first, we're going to do a little state of the channel. Our state of the channel is strong. Thank you for coming. Remember to like and subscribe the video. We've hit over 500 subscribers. We're past halfway to 1,000. And if you want to get more of Rocco than just the occasional lesson, you want to see me put some of this to practice and see that I actually mean what I say and I'll do what I talk about. Because I won't make you do anything I wouldn't do myself. You can go watch me in battle reports over at the Pants Mafia AoS YouTube channel for some friends of mine from out in the Midwest, in the Wisconsin and Ohio regions. They're doing a TTS Path to Glory, and your boy is rocking the Soulblight Gravelords. Let's go, Vamp Life. And again, we're over 500 subscribers. Keep spreading the word. And we've been getting a lot of new viewers lately, so I just want to take the time to say hi, welcome to the channel. My wife and I put this on to go and teach new players how to play Age of Sigmar and answer all the questions we can to help you. So, moving on with my floating head. How do I actually get first turn? Because Rocco, no one's actually explained it, and I think the last time I said it, I was kind of a jerk about it too, because I said, oh, it didn't change from 2nd to 3rd, because that was the video going from 2nd edition to 3rd edition. But for all the people who came here to be like, hey man, I never played at all, and we heard you're the guy that teaches new people, so that's my bad. So how do we actually get first turn in a game of Age of Sigmar? So we're talking matched play, battle plans, the contest of champions, generals, whatever the name is now, where everything's in Gur. So for the first battle round, to decide who's going to even start the game for that first turn, it's whoever finishes deploying first. Okay, that's where you hear all the drops and lists and why, oh, do I need to be a 1 drop? Do I need to be 5? It varies where you play and who you play against. Just determine if you want to go first, you need to build a list a certain way. If you want to go second, you need to build a list a certain way. And sometimes it's worth not caring about how many drops you have, because you want to get extra artifacts. You want extra battalions. I love the Hunters of the Heartlands battalion. And I'll do that, a Warlord battalion, then throw everything else in a battle regiment. Just for the heck of it. In case someone's doing something crazier than me. But, whoever finishes deploying first gets to choose who goes and takes the actual first turn of the first battle round. Alright, and then at the end of the battle round, so as I have this example here, Rocco, me, I got to choose who goes first, right? And I did my first turn, then my opponent did their first turn, end of battle round. Now, for battle round 2, we roll off in between battle rounds 1 and 2. We roll off here at the very end of battle round 1. And whoever rolls the highest gets to choose who goes first in the next battle round. For battle round 2, top of turn 2. Now, if I had gone first, like I did in this example, I break ties in that previous battle round there. So, in this example, I break ties, and I get to choose. In battle round 3, let's say I roll off and I lose the roll off and my opponent goes, they get the whole momentum and the priority there. They double turn me because they would have 2 consecutive turns in a row. And for battle round 4, they get to break ties. Alright, so that's how do we decide who even gets to go first. So now let's say you get to decide, why would I want to take the first turn? Alright, now this is 4 nice tips here. Your opponent deployed bad. I mean bad. They left support heroes out in the open. Your game plan is yeah, I can cut their army in half. I can screen them out with my flying troops so they can't even move around. There are so many things for me to exploit. I want to take first turn, and I could just win this immediately. And then we can spend the next 3 hours just hanging out and getting to know each other. tip number 2 here, warning sign 2, you might want to take first turn, is you built your army to be aggressive and you see an opening to pin your opponent in the deployment zone. Now, what I'm trying to say with that is you are built for speed. You have a lot of run-in charge in your army. Maybe you fly even with it. And you can just grab all the objectives and prevent your opponent from being able to move to ever capture anything. And then by the time they chew through your army, it's too late in the game and you've ran the score up on them. And also, if you're built to be that aggressive, you're probably really killy as well. So not only are you going to pin their army back so they can't move, you're probably going to kill about half of it before they even get a chance to do anything. So this is like an Iron Jaws mentality here, currently. Next, you build your army to need buffs, and you need to apply them. So I'm thinking current Nurgle. Right, we've got that the Harbinger of Decay, that if you're going a lot of Mortal Nurgle, where they have a command ability where you spend a command point, and then it gives out a nice aura of a 5-up ward save to all of your mortal units. You know, and you need to get that off, or else your army is just going to be tissue paper. That would be a time to take first turn, and that is reasonable. And finally, you can grab all the objectives and are so hard to kill that you'll never let them go. So this is like a Sons of Behemoth to me. This is Gargants walking up onto a point and say, hey man, DPS check time. Show me your damage per second here like this is a shooting game. Can you actually kill my army? And if you can't, I just win the game. And we go from there. And some armies can do that damage check. And then some armies can't. And then sometimes an army that can runs into an army that, with the Gargant play, just rolls all the armor and ward saves they want. And that's the game. That's why we play it, because it's a dice game. And you never really know. You just plan for the best. And, plan for the worst to happen and hope for the best. But you also, throw in some buffs to yourself. Next, when do I give away the first turn? Now, Rocco's rule of thumb here, whenever I'm teaching anybody too, is if I am a shooting army, right? And if you're the shooting army, and I want to set up this devastating double turn later on in the game, because I'm going to make you go first, because what are you going to do? You're going to walk up into my range, and then I'm going to shoot you. And then if I get the turn going into battle round 2, I just get to shoot you again, and then I'll charge you with my combat stuff, and then that's the game. In an ideal world. And sometimes it's better to double turn someone 2 into 3, but again, if this is what we're trying to do here, if I take the turn, it's on them to double me. Because if everything goes well and I keep winning the priority, I shoot them. They get a chance to respond. I shoot them. They get a chance to respond. If it's I shoot them and then they get 2 turns to respond, there goes all my army. Because a lot of shooting units aren't that durable. Now, tip 2 here is you're a melee army going into a ranged army. Where I, as the melee army in that lovely scenario, can't afford to get double turned because of all the reasons Rocco just outlined in the first point. If I go first, they're just going to shoot me twice on a double turn and the game's over. So I'm going to make them go first. I'm going to weather this storm. I'm going to bend, not break. Because they got to move up at least in range to shoot me. And then if I double turn, that double turn to me neutralizes what they've done. And then the momentum of the game can shift. Because then I'll have 2 turns of combat to make up for the half of my army they shot off the table. Next is your opponent will move themselves out of position to grab objectives. This happens so much to newer players, experienced players. They see the points in the middle of the field, the objectives, and they're like, yeah, man, easy scoring, let's go. I move up half my army, my whole army, screw it, up to the middle of the table. And for 3rd edition of Age of Sigmar, the deployment lines are closer than they've ever been. So moving up that 6, 9, 10, 12 inches because you got a high run now means I have to move 4 inches or 3 inches for a 3-inch charge. and maybe a little closer, give or take. I'll get them actually in the math later in the chat, but if they're gonna move up closer to me to try to grab these objectives, I'm gonna give them the turn because that's just less that I have to worry about. And they're just gonna, again, they might move away from support pieces like heroes that buff their units. They might throw the heroes up in front because I'm gonna run my hero first. And cool, I don't have any command points anymore to advance my troops. They couldn't keep up, and now there's an easy kill right there, just waiting to happen. And the final point here actually is in 3.0. If you go second in a battle round, you start off with 2 command points, and then every player turn you get one that your general's alive. Excuse me. So, if you need that extra command point, go second. What do you care? Even if it's your opponent needs that extra command point and all these other things are holding constant, you're like, yeah, you know what? I can deny you a resource right now, and it's not going to hurt me at all. And I benefit because I'll get that command point I'm denying you by making you go first. Yeah, I like the trade. And, and that reasons you want to go and give away first turn. And again, thank you for watching. And as I like to say at the end of all of our videos, class dismissed.